New York City, July 1996. Seismologist Dr. Paul Richards and his team at Columbia University make a remarkable announcement. They discovered that while a full rotation of the Earth's surface takes 24 hours, the iron core at the center of our planet actually spins faster.
They were measuring the rotation of the core of the Earth in relation to the surface of the Earth. And what they found was that it's not constant. And it leads people to believe that there is a disconnection between the two. Maybe it's not molten rock. It could be open air. So when you put all of that data together, it leaves open the idea, the hypothesis that Earth is hollow.
Could there really be vast hollow space beneath the Earth's surface? It sounds crazy. And yet, for thousands of years, the belief has persisted that beneath our feet, there are not just caves and tunnels, but an entire underground world.
The idea of the hollow Earth is that we live on a shell and that inside the Earth is a hollow cavity with its own atmosphere, its own animals, and possibly its own inhabitants.
The concept of a hollow Earth goes well back before written word. We have pictograms, cave drawings, things that describe either deities coming out of the Earth or man trying to communicate with deities in the Earth. And that's where the idea of a hollow Earth came from.
Of all the ancient tales about hollow Earth, perhaps the most intriguing is the one that involves the Garden of Eden.
There is an ancient legend that is recorded from a very, very old text called the Sefer Temunah, the Book of the Image. The legend tells us that a cave called Machpelah is the doorway to the Garden of Eden, which exists in inner Earth. But here's the interesting question. A garden in a cave? Doesn't work like that. Gardens have plant life that grows, requires sun. But in inner Earth, there's an inner sun.
Could Adam and Eve have lived in a lush paradise deep underground? The incredible notion that people could inhabit subterranean spaces has been embraced not just in ancient times, but also in the modern era. In fact, by the turn of the 20th century, the fascination with hollow Earth was so strong that a new generation of scientists and explorers set out to find proof of the existence of a so-called inner Earth. Perhaps the most fascinating of those expeditions was led by an American naval officer named Admiral Richard E. Byrd in 1926.
Admiral Richard Byrd was a famous American aviator and explorer. And he claimed that on one of the journeys that he made to the North Pole in an aircraft, he came across an environment down below that was plush and green with animals, almost like a sort of Garden of Eden, if you like. In other words, what was seen, perhaps, by Admiral Byrd at the North Pole was actually an entrance into a parallel world, a parallel existence that exists and coexists with the Earth itself.
Is it possible that Admiral Byrd saw an entrance to inner Earth at the North Pole? Almost a century after his alleged discovery, there's no way to know for sure. But modern science is trying to solve this centuries-old mystery by conducting seismic studies of the interior of the planet.
One of the pieces of data that was really earth-shaking was when Washington University discovered large amounts of water underneath the crust of the ocean floor. They could actually read the waves crashing on a shore on the inside of the crust. That was really quite remarkable. When I see reports like that, it leads me to believe at least that there's a possibility that we have a hollow Earth.